Hello Raiders, this is Ezron. Welcome to my Bastion. I'm sure all of you are aware, but as of this morning, patch 4.2 is live, and part of that is the 183 new missions where you can get the awesome legendary champion from the Lizardmen faction. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the champion himself. I think, lots of people have covered him. I am going to talk about the missions a little bit, though, in that there's a lot of neat stuff in here and some things that I think Plarium did very well. I also think there's a few things that Plarium did that is a bit scary, and we'll see how that works out in the end. Now, I completed the first two missions, which are, if we move to the right a little bit, is just like these two missions, which is earn 3 stars on stage 7 of Karok Castle and then clear Karok Castle. I would assume that most people who are ready to do this have done that already, so that shouldn't be very difficult to achieve. Using glyphs, again, not a big deal. I am happy to see with some of the faction war stuff, it appears to be retroactive. Like, I cleared stage 14 of the Barbarian, so I'll get this immediately after I use some glyphs. Then we get into some mission items that are interesting. Beat the Doom Tower boss on normal. This is a easy, good way to start. Of course, then the next question is, how high am I going to have to go? The concern is, it wouldn't surprise me if you have to beat the Doom Tower on hard to get this new champion. That's certainly sort of where the trend is pointing, but we'll see how that works when we actually unlock those missions. Some other things I think are, really interesting here. Unlock Tag Arena, which, if I remember right, is like a level 35 or level 45 requirement. This is pretty much a give me at that point. But then you move into, where is it? Reach Bronze 2 in Tag Team Arena. Now, I think as of this reset, I'm like Silver 2 or Silver 3, so it is good to see that this is retroactive. Of course, the big question is, how high is Plarium going to want us to go? Tag Team Arena is unlike the Classic Arena in that each of the tiers is hard capped with the number of people in them. I think it's 1,250 people are the total number of people who can be in Gold 4. So depending on how high you have to go in the Bronze Arena, this could be a real sticking point for a lot of people in getting the new champion. Something else I think is sort of interesting in the missions, Fuse Razin is a mission that's, a one-time only fusion, so this kind of has to be retroactive. This is another one of those things where I would sort of assume that once you get to this level in the game, you've probably already done that, because, also Razin's a really good champion. But, it's just, I can't imagine that being a real gating item, but we'll see if that is for some people. So, here's also another one I thought was really interesting in terms of missions. Earn 10,000 points in tournaments. Of course, the question is does clan versus clan count? If clan versus clan counts for these tournament points, this is trivial. You'll do this in the first 2 hours that clan versus clan is open. If not, it's a little bit harder, but again, it's just a matter of, can you grind tournaments? Here's the other thing I think is really interesting. I don't know where this mission is exactly in the thing. It's probably of the 60 missions you have to complete for the first Sacred Shard. This is probably halfway or so, but clear stage 25 of Ice Golem on auto. Now, I expected there to be a clear on auto requirement here. What I didn't expect is that clear stage 25 of Ice Golem is here, so maybe halfway in. But you go a little bit further, then you get clear stage 25 Dragon, again, pretty normal. I'm going to keep scrolling right. Fire Knight, again, not a surprise. Come on. Clearing stage 20 of the Spirit Keep, which I think for anyone with a reasonable team or someone with an A1 that has heal reduction is way easier than stage 25 of the other dungeons. I think the placement of this mission is really interesting in there. Hopefully, I'm not wrong, and I haven't really jacked up the difficulty of those stage 20s. I'm assuming because they're all stage 20s, they'll be about the same level of difficulty, but we'll see how that is when I get to unlocking this mission. And then this next Tag Arena mission, exchange 15,000 gold bars at the bazaar. Like, I think this is the right way to do tag team arena missions, because anyone can do them, because you can win gold bars at any level of the arena. It just takes longer for people who are in bronze. So, in theory, back here you've reached bronze 4, which, may or may not be a challenging event depending on how much effort you put into tag arena. And then exchange some gold bars. This is essentially, buy a void shard, like once you're into silver 1, or a bunch of books in bronze 4. I think this is a good example of a tag arena mission. This is a not so good example just because of the hard cap of people who can get in there. And then, the good news here is, we're still, at least in the first stage, only talking about stage 14 of Demon Spawn. Stage 14 of any faction crypt. Demon Spawn for me is a particularly weak one. I haven't done that yet, so that'll be interesting when I get there. And then go halfway up the Doom Tower on normal. As we get into the latter part of the first set of missions, this one is certainly a grind. Unlock a tier 6 mastery for 10 champions. That means you have to have at least two full sets of level 60s that have been ascended and have gone through the Minotaur a lot. I'll be curious to see at the higher levels how many champions they make you do this for. I think by the time you get to clearing a bunch of stage 21 faction wars, this should be a gimme, but if they want you to have a whole lot in order to actually get the Lizardmen, that's going to be just a grindy challenge. And then you get out of the first set also beating Doom Tower level 80 on normal. So how it feels to me is, to get the Sacred Shards, you have to do most of normal, get to, I think, silver 1 in Tag Team Arena, put some time in tournaments and events, and then have 10 champions fully ascended and mastered. I'm guessing here, to get the legendary books, you're going to have to complete normal Doom Tower, probably go about halfway up hard Doom Tower, auto all of the dungeons, probably clear, to stage 18 or so of faction wars, and then probably have 20 fully mastered, fully leveled champions, and then getting into actually getting the legendary. I'm expecting clear Doom Tower hard, probably complete Lydia, finish every level 21 faction wars, either have 30 or 40 tier 6 mastered champions, and then I'm really hoping you don't have to get to gold 4 in Tag Team Arena. If you do, that will be the biggest roadblock, just because no more than 1,000 people can do it a week, as well as the people that are sitting there aren't just going to get out of it in order to let more people get the legendary. So I'll be really curious to see, once we get to this level, how much we really have to do in order to get the legendary in 3v3 arena. And then how many gold bars we have to spend. It'll be an interesting one, I think. So I'm going to spend some time this week unlocking the various missions and seeing how far I can get. The good news is we did just have a Doom Tower reset this morning, and it is the original Doom Tower that I think we spent a little bit more time studying and making sure we know, what teams to build and how to clear. So hopefully that won't be too much of a difficulty for most people. And also with the fusion coming up this week, events and tournaments, hopefully you can get them banged out without too much difficulty. I'm hoping my subscribers also will remind me of this video, and we'll see how many of my predictions come true. Once I open these, I intend to make new videos and see both, how good my predictions were and what Plarium actually has us do in order to get the final legendary. It certainly is not going to be easy. I think it's relatively more difficult than Arbiter was, and also based on the kit of the champion, you're going to use this person a lot more places, so that's probably fair. So those are my thoughts on the new missions, and I'd be curious to see everyone's feedback. Do you feel that they're tuned well, at least what we can see so far? Do you think it's too easy or too hard? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. This is Ezron, signing off.